And there we are. We're back out fishing. We've got a score to settle on this, Mark, and that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna fish this differently to last time. Let's cut for the intro. Yeah, definitely, let's cut for the intro. We're gonna cut for the intro now. Right, so we've got stones on the skirt of my igloo. We've got an igloo. Why have I got an igloo here? Just gives me a little bit of shelter for while I'm fishing. The tide isn't in yet. The tide will be in at 4 p.m. It is. Whoa! I just slipped there, look. Right there. Them stones just went. Oh, I thought I was at the nap again that time I fell over there. So yeah, 4 o'clock. I don't know what the tides are. I think it might be a 5.8, it could be a 6.2, I don't know. I will have a look actually, because it'd be nice to know so I don't get disappointed. But the tide was possibly to there, or maybe up to that next one. So it'll be in somewhere there. And careful when you walk on rocks or concrete with green on it. That green is dry. But hopefully no one will fish here, because it'll cut me off. But unfinished business. We've got a score to settle in this mark, and today I have brought for myself, I brought ½ pound of ragworm from Scott, squids and bait, squids and sea bait. So I went there, got that. But the reason I did that was because the next mark I go fishing, I want some ragworm. So I figured I would come here, settle the score hopefully, and then I've still got enough bait left over for my next fishing session, which is next week's video. As in, this is this week's video that I'm talking to you now here. So hopefully the ragworm will do it. Let me just show you about here. So this is where I am. I'm settled up there. We've got a drain outlet point there. This is a drain. It's for water off the land, and it goes straight out there. It's carved in. There's a little stream there. Obviously it's deep. And yeah, this is where I'm fishing. So I wait until the water gets in on the mud, because I don't really want to get lathered up with mud. So that's the mark I used to fish years ago when I first ever come. And I normally fish down there, but I can't be asked to walk there. The tide isn't big enough to go down there. It is, but yeah, there. Anyhow, let me just show you this before I explain stuff. Yeah, anyhow, the mark that I normally fish down there, round that corner there, the tide isn't big enough, so I'll be walking over some big cobbles and stones which will be full of mud and slimy and slippery, and it's hard work for me. So I'm fishing this side here because that's easier to walk on for me. And like I say, it would be good to see if fresh rag this time of year will make any difference whatsoever. So I've got to be careful there walking. Yeah, so that's it. What else is, oh yeah, you can't swear within the first 7 minutes of a video. If you do swear, I've googled it, because people are still telling me that you can say what you like. Well, you can't say what you like, and it is government agencies lobbying government and lobbying YouTube to change the agenda. It's just the way it is. If you can't see that, there's no point talking about it. Just go make a cup of tea every time it looks like my face is starting to go, and then it'll be better. But yeah, so I've googled it today, and it said the first 5 to 7 minutes mustn't swear, because what happens is some of the ads that are placed on your channel, YouTube may, not all the time, depends if it's excessive, Then you've got excessive swearing, and then you've got, you know, stub your toe swearing is all right, but not in them first few minutes. And I've never bothered about it, but I thought I'd Google it today to try and find some of these words and phrases. And basically, if you say anything that may cause anybody any harm if they went to do it, like being a... can't say that word either. It's ridiculous. I'll be saying stuff later on, but not now. So anyhow, where am I going with this? Because I've lost track, haven't I, Tom? I've lost track, but this is me. This is what you watch Verns Sea Fishing for, because I'll just rattle on, lose track, and then we'll get back to it at some point in another video or in this one. So yeah, this is where I'm fishing. You know why I'm fishing here. The other thing is, I've got no videos, so this is the next video. I was supposed to fish with Tom on Friday and Saturday, one of those days, Tom said, but the weather was diabolical. It was easterly winds to 30 miles an hour. On the Links coast, I checked with Dad. Dad said it's atrocious, you wouldn't want to be out there. So, it weren't no better on the Holderness coast. I'm sure people went fishing, I'm sure they did, I'm sure they caught, but it weren't for me. So we didn't go. I said to Tom, we'll do it another day. Sunday looked all right, but Tom was busy because the daughter was busy doing hair for a wedding apparently on a Sunday. So that's all good. So you'll see Tom at some point, because he'll bound to be wanting to take his socks off and walk on the sand in his feet, because that's what Tom does. Until he stands on a I nearly said weevil, but it ain't a weevil, is it? It's oh, I know what they are. Black spike flicks up. Weevil? No, it ain't a weevil, is it? I know it ain't a weevil because they're like in your flower. Anyhow, you know what I mean. But yeah, that wouldn't happen, will it? So what else is there to say? To those that want me on a beach, I'm sorry, but I've got to get some videos done. And again, you start getting, I do, because of the because I've always banged out a video on a Wednesday, and if I don't, then I do a live. But I don't want to do a live, I want to put a video out. And it's just something that's just become ingrained. So if I don't put one out, I'll feel bad about it. So I've got to come here. You know, I'm 50 minutes to here, so it's 50 minutes home. If I go to the beach, there's another hour there and back on my trip. So it'll be an hour later tonight. I've got work in the morning. I'll get home at a reasonable time tonight. But the Sunday tide's late, so that's going to be a terrible night. I ain't going to get much sleep that night, but... yeah, so, hey, this is Verns Fishing. If you've got to this point now, 7-8 minutes nearly, I'm ever so sorry. Could swear now, but I ain't gonna. I'm gonna be the bigger man. But you know, it is in life that you swear, isn't it? So that's what's gonna happen. Life. I'm not getting on that either right now. That'll come later probably. I've got an update on my cat, so I'll let you know about Tab. It's Tab this time. Bless him. So yeah, look, keep watching. We've got fresh bait today. I've got ½ a pound of fresh rag, so let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever to catching some flounder here. There has been bass caught down there at Macro over the other side of the river, so if there's bass that far down, there's bass here. I'd probably be better going on the point and walking out and fishing the point. But I don't want to. I want to fish here because it's easy for me. We get a video done, you get to listen to me rattle on, and that's what life's all about, isn't it? If we pull a fish out, then it shows that I shouldn't have fished bluey in the last session, definitely, and I probably should have fished black lug and squid, and I might have got one. I'm hoping today that we might catch 10 flounder. I don't want to catch 10 flounder, but it'd be too much. Anyhow, that's enough of that. Wait for the next slot, which will be in the blink of an eye like that. And I'm going now because I want a drink and a sandwich. See you in a bit. Keep watching. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Drop us a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Got 2 ragworm on. I've got one hanging over the end of the hook, so I've got a tail on it, and the other one is all the way on the hook for just a tiny little bit as I look at it. So this is what fishing's about. I ain't rushing. I've rocked up there because that's what us people do, us fishermen. We rock up to a mark and I've set everything up. I've had a chat with you. I feel as though you're here with me. I feel as though you're right beside me here. Are you all right? You know, baited up. I'm ready to chuck out. I'm going to chuck straight down that gully so that if anything hits it within the next few seconds, I ain't got to drag it over that mud to your right of me, which is my left as I look at you. But yeah, let's set you up there. Sorry about the creaky. That's a bit better, isn't it? I can't really see where we're at, but you'll see me there. Well, let's hope them worms don't come off, because that's another thing I get with worms. They just come off. So hopefully they won't. Hopefully that'll stay on impact. I know there's a thing that you can reels on drag. I've put the bail arm over. Reels on drag. I ain't pulling it out of its setting. I know that you can dip ragworm in water and apparently it stops them from blowing. So what I'll do is, I'll turn you off now. I'm going to wait a few minutes, see what happened with that line, and then what I'll do is I'll bring you back for when I bait up the ragworm, because there's some people that like watching that with me doing it, I presume. There's many channels that do baiting up techniques and all that stuff. I never ever wanted to teach people to suck eggs, but I have got some people that would like to see me bait up, so I will do it and show you. Right, that's out fishing. Got my cat to talk about. That's a long story. That'll be a bit of Jack and Ori story time, I guess. Some people will say, you was in the wrong, you was in the wrong. Well, just don't do that. Yeah, just don't say anything, because the wife ain't calmed down yet, let alone me. See you in the blink of an eye, couple of minutes, I don't know. It is sunny enough to get sunburned today. Even though there's no sun out, you can still get sunburnt because of the light that's being emitted through the clouds. It won't be as severe, but to someone with a complexion like mine, yeah, I don't know what else to say now, so I'm going. I've had a beef and tomato sandwich with mustard on. I've got water. I'm going to wrap that paper up. I'm right chuffed I got some worm. Could do this more often, but there's not. It isn't a prolific place to fish apart from at winter time. But there's bass across there, down that way. So there's got to be some bass coming past there at times. So this is a feature. You would think that you would get something here, and hopefully I will. This fresh bait challenge will show what it was like against the frozen bait last video. So I'm off now because I'm rattling on. Don't know what else to say. Woe is me. See you in a bit. It's hard to actually see The light's coming this way, so I'm going to put the camera here. Oh, knock that off a bit, and that shouldn't squeak so much. It's got. Well, I can just knock it off and bring it back, can't I? Right. So I'm going to put this on there. For those that are interested in listening to me and just checking things out, go on Google and put in language, words, phrases, whatever you want to put in that you are not allowed to say on YouTube, and then see what we're up against. There's quite a few words that I do use. See, what happens is that it'll say on there you get shadowed, shadow banned or whatever. That's happened a couple of times, I believe. Don't want that to keep happening though. I want the channel to grow, don't I? Right. Google. You can't always believe that either. I always get a dictionary out, because stuff that I googled years ago, you can't even find it now. Right, I've put a new point on my brass baiting needle. So ragworm, sorry. Got skin like leather. Try not to burst the worm. They burst themselves. They have burst it. Juice is all coming out. And then you got a hole in your baiting needle. Put the hook in that hole. Get the line, put some tension on it. Push the worm up and round, keep hold of it on it, force the head over the hook, and that's it. Didn't see that chap up there. Some of these worms are little. So the worm's on. Poor thing. Hook. Hook in the end of the bait needle. Put it under tension. Slide the worm up and round. Hold the hook. Just pop it over the eye of the hook. And yeah, then put your hook in the bag. So this is it. This one's bigger. I think that worm's dead now, but it ain't gonna fare very well out in the water, is it? Put your glove on. If you've got soft hands that wash dishes, are soft and gentle with mild green. You know this song. I don't. Clearly. Now then, I'm going to send this one. Motorbike man's gone. Didn't even say hello, did he? Could have said, alright mate, what are you doing? What are you talking to yourself for? But he didn't. I'm going to send this out. Over that way. There is. Is that about 35 yards? That would have sunk by now. I've got my drag on. You can hear it clicking. Put the rod down. There you go. Now then, we've got the phenomenon again. And what happens is, for those that don't know, this is educating with Vernon time. So the tide comes in, the coast, let's do it here. The coast is to the right. If you was to swim down the river, or I would say take a boat, you would end up between Grimsby and Spurn Point, and the next thing is the sea. So to the right is the sea, North Sea, and to your left is the Humber Bridge. Now the water comes in from right to left, and it barrels in at times. Today it shouldn't do so much, but it goes from right to left. When it's had enough of coming in, and the moon and the sun and the earth gravitational pull decides that's coming enough, and it then turns, it then goes from left to right. That's what should happen. But what we've got happening today again is the tide's coming in down that middle bit, and then some of the water is coming back round on itself and coming from left to right. A back eddy or something it's called. I don't know, because I'm not that interested. All I know is it's a pain in the backside. Can you say the word pain? Because them robots that check all your language and stuff probably don't put it into context. So I suppose you could get pulled up for that, couldn't you? Oh, I've got some people up there, but I'm big and brave. I'm not shy anymore. Come up for some pictures in a yacht and that. So yeah, you get this water coming back on itself in the tide, and it can pull your line from left to right when it should be going right to left, and it can be annoying. I don't think it's too bad. My line has moved to the right a bit, but that line, the first cast, has been in for 15 minutes, something like that, and it's settled. It ain't moved any further, so I've casted to the left. It shouldn't be a problem now. I've got a ray of sunshine on the river, so sun might break out. Oh, can you say break out? I suppose it's all right as long as you ain't said tied up. Absolutely ridiculous. Google what you can and can't say if you're interested. If you aren't interested, then don't. But yeah, you can tick whatever boxes you like. All my videos, I had a chap today comment that it's nothing to do with YouTube or this, that and the other, or it's nothing to do with the government. But you get people that quangos that lobby government, and they lobby these companies, and companies have to follow suit because they've just brought in the online bill, haven't they? I don't exactly know what it's called. I just heard it when I woke up this morning that the online bill has been brought in, or may have been yesterday. So any hate or stuff that gets picked up on will be picked up on, and you could get in trouble. So it's just screwing the old thumb screws down into it and curtailing what they don't want you to say, which is what we want to talk about, because it's all about being honest and honesty, talking honesty, enable things to be brought out in the open, and then some things aren't swept under the carpet. All this coded talk swept under the carpet to allow it to oh god, not infest, but yeah, infest, keep getting bigger and bigger until you got a bit of a now then, you know, that chap. Which, if it was all talked about and stuff, that wouldn't have happened, would it? So yeah, things are doing. There's bigger channels than mine. Toozy TV, Angry Bootneck, Rotten Tomatoes, you name them all. Hedricks, or whatever his name is, he interviews lots of people. I do like him. Also the Black Belt Barrister, they all talk in code, you know. They're always PDFing, you know, sending PDFs, and they're always talking about this, that and the other, because it's all coded talk. Because if they were to actually say what they want to say, which is the true thing to say, which everybody can say on the news, but you can't on other bits and bobs, you do get in trouble. So I have clicked all the buttons, as I've said to him in my comments, and Tom is far cleverer than me on any of this stuff. But if I go live, I have to click this, that, the other, not for kids, put all the info in. That's all done. It's all done for every video. That don't mean you don't get picked up. If you go back 3 or 4 videos when I had a meltdown at me secret mark, yeah, secret mark. Well, I'm the only person that's fished there, put it that way. So yeah, I'm chuffed about that. If you could watch that video where I'm having a meltdown for saying those 4 words, which started with go and ended with head. Yeah, I did it. I put that sentence down 4 times to answer a comment. 4 times. And on the 4th time, I got, there will be a claim brought against you if you carry on with any more language, and your channel can be terminated. So there. So I know what I've had. I ain't lying, because I've got no reason to lie, because I don't care, you know. Anyhow, that's that. There's nothing else to say there. Some of those pylons over there, which are for the windmills, there's normally, I guess there's 6 on the left. There's normally 6 on the right, but there's only 1 on the right now. So some of them have gone out. I've got no bites at this moment in time. We have got ragworm out there. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That's all I'm fishing is ragworm. I have got a pack of black lug in there, and I have got a pack of squid in there, but I shan't be opening it up. It's keeping the worm cooled, because I think I forgot to put my ice pack in, so I've got to keep my bag shut up on that. And then when I get them tonight, I'll change the paper, put them in a box, and they'll be going in the fridge, because got to keep them cool for the weekend. But yeah, if you've got this far in my video, thank you very much. Sometimes I rant, and I will rant, but I'm not really feeling ranty today. So yeah, we've got to wait in the video until later, and I'll do an update on my cat and my Tab. And that's the cat's name, Tab, T-A-B. I named him after the can of drink you used to get in the 70s called Tab. That was made by Coca-Cola, and I believe it was sugar-free. But we didn't know about sugar-free. We just used to drink it because it was a new drink out. It was called Tab, written in yellow, T-A-B, capital letters. And the can was pink. And I remember going on a school holiday, a day trip out with the school. And my mum come along, but my mum weren't allowed to be in my group, so I used to sneak over and talk to her. But my mum did me tomato sandwiches. That's when tomatoes tasted nice, because we picked those tomatoes up in my sandwiches yesterday, and we smell our tomatoes whenever we buy them, and you could actually smell the tomatoes. You could smell that they smelt like a tomato. Sometimes you can smell a tomato in the supermarket. Here's a tip for you. Smell all your tomatoes before you buy them, because if they don't smell of a tomato, they're just tasteless and waterless. Now those ones smelt. I didn't realise there was a vine on it, and that normally doesn't matter, but it has today. The tomatoes, they aren't quite ripe yet, so that might be a case of they need a few days. But I don't think they will taste of anything, and what I smelt was the vine. But yeah, so yeah, smell your tomatoes. You want ones that smell of tomatoes, and then they're tasty as anything. No bites yet. What was I talking about? Yeah, school school days out when I was little. And yeah, and Mum bought me a can of, she said, what drink do you want? I said, can I have that one there? Because I'd never seen it before. A can of Tab. And I used to drink that whenever Mum bought me it, because I didn't have pocket money. I used to get 12.5p pocket money. And 2p of that used to go down at the bookies, because my mate used to have a bloke that used to go in and put 0.5p bets on. So we used to do that, or a penny bet. We never were brave enough to put a 2p bet on. Well, I weren't anyhow. So yeah, we used to bet back in the 70s. I must have been 6 or 7. I'd have been 8, 7. I'd have been 7, 8, 9, round that mark. I left there in 79. Moved to Goulston then. Did we move to Goulston? We did go to Goulston. Went to Bradwell. That's where we moved to. 12 Kestrel Close. Yeah. That was another lifetime. That was another lifetime. I might talk about that in other videos. Might be interesting. I don't know if it will be. Let us know in the comments. Can talk about stuff. Just can't say phrases that used to say back then because they could be harmful to people. Ridiculous. I've got no bites yet. Anyhow, yeah, so basically we got Tab and we were talking about names, and Tanisha, Chelsea named Tigger because that was her cat, and I just said I'm gonna name him Tab, and I named him after the can of drink. I think you can still buy it on Amazon, I'm not sure, but it's fortune. It's a bit like Dentine. I haven't checked lately, but you used to still be able to buy cinnamon Dentine, but I don't know if you can now. I know you can buy one called Big Red, but that ain't Dentine, is it? And I guess that's where my love of cinnamon come from, because I just love cinnamon chews. They are so bloody Moorish. They're like Mintos. They're the same as a Minto, crispy on the outside and chewy in the middle, but they're about 1.5 times the size, bigger, and they are absolutely Moorish. And you eat them and eat them and eat them until your mouth is on fire with cinnamon. You just can't put them down, you can't stop. And I used to buy a jar of it, but if I buy a jar, I'll start off where you eat 5 or 10, and then you'll sort of like eat 4 ounces of it. You know, you can't keep doing it. You have to draw the line at some point. But yeah, so I'm not on the beach. Reason being is there's been a lot of easterlies, northeasterlies, east northeast, south southeast, southeast, east. It's basically that all the flipping time. And every time I phoned up on the days I thought about going fishing, yeah, it's been windy and not good reports. Some of the videos that I've watched, like when I've watched Terry, old conspiracy angler, it's a shout out, go check him out. Yeah, it's the videos, they're like windy as anything, so I'm quite chuffed I didn't go, because I don't want to fish in that. I don't mind fishing night time this year, whereas last year I just didn't want to fish at night. And if you notice, I don't think I did any videos. I might have fished into dark, but I certainly didn't fish in the majority of the summertime in the dark at all, because I just had enough of it. And I was talking to Mike at Case to Tackle, as I always do, and he says he hates the wind. And I was then thinking, it's like loading, I can't say that, can I? It's like planting the seed, yeah. He said about the wind, and then I started thinking, yeah, do you know what, I never thought about it, but I don't like the wind. Anything that's extreme in weather is horrible. Heat, sun, wind, rain, snow, cold. You just want a happy medium, don't you? Anyhow, I've had a DNA test. My daughter and Tom bought me a DNA test for Christmas, and yeah, I got round to doing it, and the results have come back, so I shall let you know about that in the video of where I come from. And the wife weren't happy, because I just ain't going to shut up now. But yeah, it is nice out here. Look at this. This is what I've come for today. One, I ain't got any videos, so that is the main thing. I haven't got a video, so that's the main thing. But I didn't want to fish a river, to be honest with you. I want to be on the beaches. I want to be using my multipliers. That's what I want to be doing. I want to be using different rods, different reels. You ask John. I want to use me low water fishing reels and my high water fishing reels with my low water fishing rods and my high water fishing rods. Mix it up. In the next session, I'm going to be, which is next week's video, I'll give you an insight. No I ain't, because you might not watch it. But I'm going to use some different rods and reels, and it enables me, and you can only fish it on certain tides, and that tide is coming, so I'm going to fish that as well. I could go to the other place on the river as well, couldn't I? I could go fish there, because I can only fish that on a big tide. But there, the tides dictate it. The weather is rubbish, so I'm coming to the river. I've got this embankment here, just to your here. This is sheltering me from the wind, but the wind since I've been here has dropped, so it is better. But I do get more shelter here, and then I've got the shelter as well. I don't normally take the shelter when I go on the beach. I'll have it in the van. And I've got my hat. Oh, if the sun comes out, I'm going to have to take this top off. And I'll put some suntan oil on as well. Because I've got jug lugs, I've got these large ears. Many years of abuse have made me the person that I am today. That's why we're just going to end up in life now with so many snowflakes in life that can't cope with being called anything, and they can't even joke about themselves. I reckon it's just going to be terrible for you. Like, I'll be dead by then, but I've got the interim period of it. You can just hope that it's going to get better. That's all I can say. I don't even think I can talk about with the big news that's been on all the last week, which was is a shame, because I just want my channel to grow. Look, if I did another channel where I just come on, said my antiquated view, which, you know, we're all going to be gone soon, of those antiquated views, us that hold those antiquated views, which we were brought up to believe is right, we'll be gone. And but if I did another channel, don't matter if that gets scrapped and canned, does it? Because I'd just bring out another channel. But this channel, I don't want anything to happen to it, and it could have done 2 or 3 or 4 times by now. So I've just got to watch what I've just got to be a good boy. That's all I've got to be. And yeah, what was I talking about? I've got water now, haven't I? I can't remember what I was talking about. That's age, isn't it? But yeah. But it's good news for you ladies, isn't it? Because now, ladies, when you go in the toilet, you ain't got to wipe the seat anymore, have you? Through little bits of sprinkle on your toilet seat, have you? You can just walk in, yeah, sit down and have a wee. No more sprinkles on your seats. It's about time they saw sense, wasn't it? That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Sun's properly out now. I'm going to have to take this top off, I think. I don't want to get over hot. What do you think I'm going to catch? Yeah, so I've come here basically because the weather, you wouldn't think it, it's nice and sunny, but when I got here it was blowing a gale over here, and I said to Mike, it's bloody freezing in the wind, and it's quite strong, but that wind has gone now. So I could have gone to the beach and it could have been like this, sunny, down to a t-shirt and all good, but that's an extra hour on my journey. I need to get this video done. I've got another one that I'm planning, which is a lot longer drive, and a longer drive. I probably won't get them until 1, 2 in the morning, no my luck, and got work next day. But yeah, click the old subscribe button. I'm saying it because people tell you you should say it, otherwise you don't get any subscribers, but people should just click the button anyhow for me, because it's me. Do you know what I mean? Get your Wednesdays Verns Day. Yeah, it's not called Wednesday anymore, it's called Verns Day. And get your fill of chiseled looks, because what you're looking at here is a fine fettle of a man. It don't get better than this. My fishing needs to. Right. Here we go. Don't know what that crane's doing over there. I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's got a, on the bottom of the hook, it's got a section on the floor, and there's 1, 2, 3 more sections to the left of it where those 2 other yellow cranes are. So I presume they build them there. So I think that the cranes stack them up and build them up. But I'll keep an eye on them and see what's happening. Or they could take them down, because there's actually the 3 that are down are on a boat. So it makes sense. There was 6 to the right. I would say that they build them up to make sure that they all fit and there's no problems on the shore. And then the boat turns up and it gets loaded up with the columns. But why would they then take it apart, unless it's because of the size of them and the weight they can't lift it? I don't know, but it looks like they're loading the segments onto the boat. So it'd be interesting if anybody knows, do they build them up to make sure they all fit, dismantle them, put them on the boat, and then build them up out at sea? So yeah, if anyone knows, drop a comment please. It's always nice to know, isn't it? Rods still haven't gone. They're over here. It's a beautiful day, the sun's out. I have took my hoodie off. I've put suntan oil all over. My alarm went off for my tablet, so I've took my tablets. It's 2:30, and I brought yesterday some whirlers, double flavoured bakers for dogs. So if matey boy turns up, the brother to the, I don't think he farms anymore, but the brother who walks his dog along there, he'll always come and have a chat with me. So if he turns up, rather than giving my beef sandwich to his dog, I've bought some twirlers for him, because that's the sort of chap that I am. I've got dog treats for dogs. So if you see me and you got a dog and you know me and you know off me, I may have dog treats. If I'm on the beach and I've walked, I might not have many, or I might forget. I'm gonna keep watching these rods. I'll see you in a bit. I think I've been yapping too much. Right, let's get this rod in. Got it up in the water now. Was dragging on the mud. Yeah, pulled both breakers out and there's no worm on it. So I guess there's crabs out there. I guess there is the old crab out there. So let's get this baited up again. I'm not going to show it because it might be cruelty to animals in this crackpot age we live in. I'm going to wet my bait needle before I put a worm on so it slides up a bit easier. You can sit and watch this. Try not to burst out the side. Now, you fuck! All of them be flippin' top. I'm not saying I don't mind getting dirty. Could have got a mouthful, couldn't I? Don't want that being 100% male. That weight pulled both, so that because I casted out, that was the first cast. It's been out there ages, let's be honest. I've been yapping and all sorts, but I could feel it pull it out. They can't like this. I wouldn't want something shoved through me. It used to be called something back in medieval times, didn't it? Beginning with an S. I'll tell you what these bots are like on the comments and stuff. Because when I did lives, Tom used a robot in the lives to monitor speech and stuff, and he watered it down as best he could, but people kept saying, well, I've been blocked, I've been blocked. So that didn't get used after that one. So yeah, right, let's get this out. I'm just going to cast it literally straight out because the tide's coming in. It'll probably swing to the left anyhow, so I'll put you back here as well, then you'll get to see the rods as well. Let me just frame it up. I'm hoping you can see that. Alright, shorter cast. Put that down there. It's all slack. Just let it settle. Bed in. We'll see how much tide run is then, because normally when there's a lot of tide run here in the river, you can leave this and within 2 seconds the line's gone tight and your rod tip has got bent over. But my line is still slack and the rod tip is straight, so let me tighten it up. Five turns of the handle. It's quite slack. Probably about 5 meters of line I just brought in. But both rods are out. Let's bring the other one in, check that, shall we? Might as well, haven't we? Might as well. Because there's no bait on the other one. There's probably no bait on this one. This one hasn't been out as long. Out of the mud now, coming up in the water. The faster you reel, the quicker it'll come up. There's no snags there, so you don't have to reel like crazy, just showing you. And I've got nothing on there again. So it is what I don't like about worms. Whenever I use worm baits, especially lugworm, in lugworm, blow lug, you can see them flying off the hook when you cast. And then that's got to hit the water. So if it's doing over 50 mile an hour, water becomes solid. So it'll hit that like it's hitting the ground. That ruptures bait. So yeah, I've got new bait on that. So I'm going to reduce the cast down to 15 minutes. Because the first cast was just coming out, getting settled, baiting up, chucking out, start fishing and look around, enjoy the weather. Wind's picked up again now a little bit, but it's only minuscule. It's not like it was when I first got here, but you got the sun out now. I'm going to cast it up top. Baited up, got a ragworm on each. So that's it. Nothing below the hook. Nothing below the hook. Down there, there. Same distance, 40-45 yards. Let it sink. Put the rod in the rest. Oh dear. And that's it. Rebaited up. We've got two flapper rigs back out there with worms on. Ragworm. Nothing as of yet. Bait's come back on the previous cast. Was stripped. I should have checked it. I did see the rod tapping when I was talking to John. I said to John, my rod's just gone. It's the first time I've seen it. So obviously there was something robbing the bait. It'd be quite interesting to cast that out and now reel that same rod in to check the bait out and see how damaged the bait becomes, but perhaps another day. Perhaps another day. So I was trying to make this video shorter, but each video comes out as it comes out. There's nothing pre-planned, certainly no script. It's just a video. I don't mess about with bloody B-roll this and B-roll that and pictures of weeds wafting about in the air or a fly on a dandelion flower. Mind you, it'd probably be quite nice. I just can't be dealing with it all. When I eventually get to learn to edit, I might do a video like that and see what happened, but it's all a bit like TV, isn't it? It's all like trying to be more than what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I've come fishing to a mark, whatever mark it is, and I'm just fishing there that day. There's nothing else in it for me. I don't want to make a Disney film of it. I'll leave that to others. Too old, and I just ain't got the patience. I could come here and film a load of stuff, like a bit of blade of grass moving, or a tree moving, or flies, bumblebees, birds. I could do all that. It would probably take about 20 minutes walking along this bank, but one, I ain't got the energy to walk along this bank unless it's for a purpose, and two, I can't be asked, and then Tom would have to edit it all. And I don't even do these walk-bys where you put down the camera and then walk past it. I mean, you then got to walk back. What's the point of that? All that extra energy. People waste too much energy. When you ain't got any energy, you realise that you have to save it. So my video is my fishing day, as you see it. So I'll say it again. If you like this video, click the old subscribe button. I expect there's no new people watching now. They've either fast forwarded through it. Right, anyhow, update on the fish. I've removed all the stones out of the bottom of the tank. I've hoovered it all now 3 times. It is spotlessly clean. I've cleaned all the glass and I've done loads of water changes. Yesterday I've got this Syrup stones, rocks that I bought off eBay. It's full of bacteria. And I put the whole bloody lot in because I've got goldfish in a 50 litre tank. So I've got 3 filters in my tank, 2 in the corner, sucking the bottom through the foam and out the top to remove all the particles, and I've got the Interpet filter that come with the tank, and that sucks in the bottom and out the top like a waterfall. So what I've done now is I've put new stones in that, cleaned all the stones that were in there. They aren't stones, that's filter media with lots of little channels and pores in it. Minute, it's like the size of the hole in a polo, and one bag does a huge tank. So I've just put the lot in. The more bacteria you've got, the less chance you've got of more chance of keeping your nitrite and nitrate levels down. So I took that out, cleaned it because it was all blocked with stuff, and I put what new stones I still had in the bag, mixed it up, took some of the old out after washing it, put it back, and I've put some filter floss, which is white. It stops all this. I put 2 layers in it, so now the water comes up through that and it waterfalls over, and now the tank, all the tiny little particles that was going through the other filters are gone. So the tank is now cleaner, is what I'm saying. And my fish haven't been eaten. I lost one the other week. I cured the black molly of fin rot. He's sorted, but they haven't been eaten. They used to, you walk in my kitchen, the goldfish would be at the window, at the glass, going mental, like feed me or else I'm gonna nut you. Or can you say nut you? Nutmeg. So yeah, but they haven't been like that. They haven't been eating. I've been feeding them and it's just been sinking the bottom and staying there. So hence why I've been hoovering it. I've done about 5 water changes now to 50%, and done this filter, and today the tank's lovely and clean, and the fish, I put the food in and they actually went and ate it. It's the first time I've seen the fish eat, so that's good. Tab, in the last video that you watched when I was fishing here with the bluey and the squid, I went home and at 3 in the morning I put Tab out. I had 2 bottles of lager and I thought to myself, sod it, I'm putting Tab out, because he sometimes don't use the tray, so you have to clean the bloody floor all the time with an accident. He's losing his marbles. There's nothing you can do. You either put him down or you look after him, and I'm looking after him. I put him out. He never leaves the back garden. He just sits down And he even sits down in the rain. He don't move. He just sits there. But this day, he decided to go for a walk, didn't he? Well, might get a phone call at 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been outside shouting tab, looking for him, can't find him. Somebody had picked him up. Now, he was either in the road or on the side of the path. We don't know. But he picked him up at the top of our road, took him down to the vets. He isn't microchipped. I hear you say he should be microchipped. That's against the law, then. Yeah, he's 16 and a half and he ain't got long to go. I phones them up. No, we ain't got no cat like that. Tanisha, then my daughter, sends me a picture of him. And it is my cat. I phoned them back up and I said, you've got my cat. Apparently, someone that lost their cat in January, a ginger cat, light ginger, mine's dark as anything, came in. Her cat that was lost in January was microchipped. They gave her my cat. We then went down there and it was just nothing but a battle to get my cat back and being lectured that he should have been microchipped. Well, I think it only come in this year. I spoke to my vet and said to him, he said, if he don't go far, don't bother, he ain't got long to go. So that's what I did. And that's what I was going to do anyhow, to all my cats. So now, after an absolute battle, now bearing in mind I spent £1,000 on Tab 2.5 years ago to have his teeth took out, and they took them all out apart from the 2 bottom incisors. Now when I said to them he's got no teeth apart from these 2 incisors, they were that much of a pain in the arse, these vets, that they said to me, their words were, old cats lose their teeth, that isn't a characteristic mark. And I'm there saying to him, but he's got 2 teeth there. She wouldn't have it. If he didn't have a rip in his ear and we found all the pictures that we had on the phone to identify him with that rip in the ear, I don't think we'd have got our cat back. And then she had the audacity to say he's got a thyroid problem. I says, oh, has he? Have you tested him? No, of course they hadn't tested him. Anyhow, I take him home after a bit of a fracas. My daughter, people, we've been lectured, but bollocks, you know. My cat wasn't chipped. Her cat, the woman that was given my cat, was chipped. It was lucky that she brought my cat back so early in the day because I was getting right wound up. Keeping me calm because you can't fall out of them because they got my cat. Anyhow, I then take him to my vet's. He checks him out. He's an old cat. There's nothing wrong with him. And a tag, £71. I book him for blood tests because he says you better have blood tests because they might be awkward, and get the RSPCA to say that there's a cat that isn't being looked after even though he is. So he went for his blood tests. Well, then on the Thursday I decide that I'm going to have to get Pudge done, who's 18 years old. I'm getting him microchipped. That was £21. So that's 100 quid. And then I book Tab in for blood tests. His blood tests all come back perfect. He is just an old cat losing his marbles. Apart from he's got an infection of some description. So my vet then gives him an injection for 2 weeks to clear this infection up. That come to £214. Now, he's not really drinking much water. So I've got a spray bottle now. I've given him some meat because he only has 2 spoons of meat whenever he wants it. And I spray his meat with water because he's not drinking water. He's not drinking cat milk. He stopped drinking milk. I know he shouldn't have it, but he is getting it. But I'm giving him cream. He will lick cream till it's gone. So I'm now putting water in the saucer, blob of cream in, and he's cleared up 2 of them today. So he's now got some fluids into him, and I'm gonna have to keep doing that. I'm gonna get some Elmley cream because that's not got dairy product in that, it's man-made in it, and he loves Elmley, so he's gonna get that with water as well. A lot cheaper than cat milk. My vet don't think a lot to cat milk because it's so bloody expensive. Never had cat milk in my day in the 70s. Cat got bloody cow's milk and that was it. Bit of water with it. Anyhow, that's the update on Tab, but I was absolutely furious. If you can imagine, you know where your cat is, but you can't, you've lost all control. Anything in life where you've got no control over it is soul destroying. It's stressful. That night, me and the wife fell asleep at 8 o'clock, woke up at 2 or something like that and went to bed. And the next day, I was fucked. Absolutely fucked. So there's two for your bot, for the algorithm. But yeah, I was just totally stressed out and screwed the whole thing up. The Thursday I was going to go fishing, and then hopefully go fishing Saturday with Tom, but that didn't turn out. And the Thursday I then got the Pudge booked in for his tag, so it was a total no-no. But that was the last day of good weather. After that, it was blowing westerly on Thursday. On Friday to still now, it's blowing east. So that's an update on Tab. I don't know how long I've got him for. I've got this spray bottle I keep wetting all his food. You know, there's nothing else you can do. If a cat or any animal decides that it's not going to drink or it's not going to eat, it's just a slow process of them losing weight, and then they have to be put down, because there's nothing else you can do. If the cat or any animal that you've got isn't capable of eating or drinking or looking after itself in that aspect, there's no hope for it. There's nothing you can do. Then I was speaking to a bloke in there. I said, what's the matter with your dog's leg? And he said, oh, it's dislocated. It's not in the joint. So he's had operations. And I went, oh, right. It's still not better. He said, that's the best it'll be. He said, it's cost £25,000 up to now on the insurance. And I thought, Jesus Christ, talk about having insurance. 25 grand, I think. I know it sounds bad, but if that was my dog, he would have been, because I grew up in the 70s, he'd be gone. And I'd have another one. He was happy, but he'd got a cone on him. He was on the next thing wrong with him, bless him. He was a black lab. He's a beautiful dog. I mean, if you got the insurance and stuff, fine, it ain't gonna affect you, is it? Well, it's gonna affect you, but it's not money, is it? But that then puts all the prices. That's why vets are so expensive, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, this is becoming a long video. I'm ever so sorry, but I wanted to do an update on Tab, an update on fish. So I'm hoping that my fish are going to be all right now, because I don't want to lose them. But they were inherited from the daughter. Beautiful day, isn't it? Can't knock it, can you? I've been talking to you with you looking at me. You could have been looking at this while I was talking, couldn't you? Traffic's going across on the bridge. I ain't got a bite yet. I'm going to reel in very shortly. I forgot to put my watch on. I'll reel in at 3:30. See you in a bit. I'll tell you something else about this vet. When I was on the phone, you know those dogmatic people that have to, when they speak, they talk from A to Z about everything, and they don't let you interject with a conversation. So you have to remember back at A, D, F, oh, I need to talk about J, yeah, and it don't work, does it? When you have a conversation with an adult, with someone that likes human beings, likes men, let's say, and this, that and the other, you can interject, like the first woman I spoke to, perfectly all right. Now, this other one, oh no, every time it, will you let me finish? Will you, I could have fucking put my hand down the phone. And yeah, but I didn't. I kept it cool when I got there because they had me over a barrel. But then when it came out, still chomping at the bit, whilst eating a biscuit flying about everywhere, looking at it, the sort of dare I say it, sort of person that would get tagged with the sort of, did my fucking head in, I'll tell you now. There's always a category of people in there, and they always fall into it, and I fall into it as well. I know I do. I'm not saying that it, but people do. And I just can't stand people that won't let you talk, You can't interject to have a conversation with them. So it's all done and dusted. It has to be their terms, and you have to shut up. Last one like that was in Co-op. Boy, she was a dogmatic thing and all. But you get them, don't you, I'm afraid. Wife weren't happy. Wife's doing an email. We used to use this vets, and they actually said, I think I might have mentioned it before, they actually said your cat has got a disease. And I went, right, what disease is that? And she said, it's a disease that's harmful to children. And I said, well, you better put it down then, hadn't you? Oh no, we can rehome it. We can rehome it. That's all she kept going on about. We can rehome it. I said, you ain't rehoming it, because if you rehome it, some child might die. Oh, we've got a family that will take it, and they've got no children. I thought, yeah, I know exactly the way this is going. He was beautiful. He had 2 blue eyes, light blue eyes, and he was black, and he was furry. He was beautiful. His name was Boz, or Bozzy. We used to shout him whatever, but his name was Boz. And he was absolutely gorgeous. But the problem with that is, it was my mistake, I believe. He died of kidney failure, which a lot of cats do. But I fleed him because he had fleas. He was a wild cat we got from under a shed where we got Pudge from. And the problem was, I fleed him. Well, when I fleed him, he looked grey. And it was with flea powder that I'd had with the cats, you know, like you do. And I think I put too much on, and it got ingested into him, and it obviously buggered up his kidney. Or he could have had a kidney problem in the first place. I don't know. But I still think it was me that did it. But I had this woman telling me that it's gonna kill you, can kill your kids, this disease. Well, we created, I must have said to him 7 or 10 times, put the cat down in front of me, and she wouldn't do it. She was just after giving my cat to someone else in her family, probably, or for herself, because he was absolutely stunning. And he passed away eventually. About a year later, he passed away, and that's why we got Tab and Tigger. And that happened while we were on holiday in the Lake District. Chelsea was distraught because it was Chelsea's cat, you see. That's how we got 3 cats, which then turned into 4 with Gizzy with the potatoes. When we went and got a sack of spuds, we come in with a cat, and a free ticket to get him neutered. And then Louis, my cat, moved in from next door because they were abusing him. Can't say that word, Tom. Can you cut that word out? I can't say that word. Can you cut that A word out, please? Tom. Boo! I just did that, so there's a loud spike in the volume for Tom. But Tom will cut that bit out. He's a good lad, please. Yeah. Now, they used to shave his hair off, and they used to keep him locked up in the garage, and I'd hear him all day meowing in the garage. He couldn't get out. And he just moved into ours because I always had my back door open. There's cat food there, so he just used to come in and eat, because he didn't used to get fed either, because they had a dog. And what happened is they fed them all together, and the dog used to eat all the food, because you know what dogs are like. Oh right, well that's even more of a story. Well, that was obviously a bit of Jack and Ori story corner. Well, it weren't, it was an update. That was just an update. So yeah, so we fell out with that, vets. The main man of the vets then phoned us up and said, I'm very sorry, they've got it wrong. We've got a lot of interns that come in. Cheapness again, isn't it? Free vets. And they then charge you, don't they? So we then got some tablets off him, which he got in an envelope and give to Bozzy. And he was all right after that. £3.60. And we still had a cat for a while until he died. But yeah, so we fell out with them, and then they upset Tanisha, went with them, and they upset her with her dog, saying that she's got this, that and the other. You're gonna have the thyroid or whatever problem it was, buy special food and all that shit. Took them to my vet, and he sorted her out. Nothing really wrong with her. She was just a picky dog, picky eating. And since the debacle with Tab, my other daughter that went there, she's now moved to another vet's, and so she don't even go there. So they've lost trade because they're bloody wankers. That's what they are. But you didn't get him tagged, did you, Vern? No, I didn't, no. Shock horror. See you in a bit. All right, let's get this in. Took this bait, it's been out a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes. Hold and bottom, there's no tide pull. That's all right, look at that, the bait's still on. Some people would send that out again, but you got to put fresh bait on, because obviously scent trail goes, doesn't it? So very small bait. Left the old bait on, so I pushed it up the snood. That might get a false line bite, but it has got flavour in it still, because there's still some gump in it, so hopefully they are small worms though, so, but perfect for a size 2 hook. That'd be perfect ragworm for if you're doing a match, John, you know, because they are perfect size for the hooks. Don't know how many more times I could possibly say that. These, well, I do the same amount of effort each time, but they go the same distance each time. But I have got 0.45mm line on here, so that I don't need, a leader. And with, that's taut. And with a the line that it is, it's 66.7 pound breaking strain. So another red thump like that with the rod with the amount of bend it's got in it, safe as houses. If you was to do it off the ground, I wouldn't say it would be, unless you was just doing a soft one to get just an extra 20, 30, 40 yards. But you have to make a decision what you're doing. I'm casting like this. I'm not swinging it around so the weight can fly straight down the beach or the bank and kill someone. I'm literally doing another red thump. The worst case scenario is the weight's going up in the air and out to the water and gone, if it was to break. But I've never had a problem with that line. It's absolutely fantastic. You don't have any problem reeling it in. It's £9.99 for 500 metres, and it's Trabuca tournament match line. It is. It's pre-stretched. It's 0.45mm, which is big. So that affects the casting. I've got reels which have got, the reels aren't long cast spools, they're just spinning reels, so they hit that top lip and stop it going out. If I was to do an off the ground cast, it would go a lot further, and I don't seriously think that it would snap. I think it would just, I could go up there and do it and whack it out. But it's worm baits again. You don't want to be doing that because a worm bait could get destroyed. Now I'm chuffed with bringing that in because the worms were still on the hook as I presented them, but they have been nibbled by whatever's out there, but they were still intact. So I've pushed them up the snood, put 2 fresh ones on, cast it out. So I know I can leave this one out for another 10-15 minutes and then I'll bring that in because that is in the channel. If they're gone, then I know the crabs are definitely in there. This is what I'm looking at. Right, let's get this reeled in. I don't know if this battery will last. I'm hoping it will. I've still got bait on it. Still got bait on it. That's good, isn't it? Alright, so bait this up, chuck it out. There you have it, that's baited up, back out. Shall see what happens. Yeah, I might even bring, that camera's on, I might even bring Steve with me because he's just had an eye operation. He had a detached retina.
All right.
So he can only see out of one eye at the minute. All he can see in his other eye is light and dark, and as though you've put a film of Vaseline over your eye. We can't see anything. They've said that we'll see you again in 3 weeks, and he said you don't get anything out of them. They just say, oh right, yeah. So I think it was 2 weeks ago or 10 days, and he's been back to them, and then they've said we'll see you in another 3 weeks. But they don't say you expect to see this, that, the other. They just say, yeah, see you in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had, through my doctors, I had one of these text messages where they want your details.
Yeah.
So instead of seeing the nurse, you do it online with a text. And I'll tell you how shit it is. I was putting on, like, my height. I put my height in 5'7" because I didn't put 5'8" because I ain't 5'8". I'm 5'7.5", something like that. And I put all that in, and then it wouldn't let me send it because it weren't in centimetres.
Oh.
So I had to change all that, but then it came to, can you give us your blood pressure? I'm talking to Mike. Mike's there. So I'm just reeling this in, then baiting up, and I'll send it out. So I got to it, Mike, yeah. And I thought, how am I going to take my blood pressure, my pulse, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like this, finding it, I can't find it. So I'm in there finding it, and I think, right, well, I'll count to 15, and I'll times it before. So I do that, but halfway through, looking at the thing counting while you're looking at the timer, you then can't feel it. So you keep counting at the speed you want, and then you can feel it again. Where does that disappear? So I then times that before, and it comes to about 88. So I thought, well, I don't know what that means, but there, I put 88 down, and then it then said this blood pressure reading X and Y and Z. I don't know what it is. If you read it, you'd probably know. But can't find my needle. I'll put it in there. So I just put any numbers down because I haven't got a meter to do a blood pressure reading. So I put the numbers down and it didn't like that, did it? So I went back to it because I can't send it. And all they'll do is, Mike, they'll stop my tablets, won't they?
Yeah.
Because they're arseholes. So what I did was I just put 88 on every one. I didn't know what it is or what they're after. So I just put 88 on all of them and then it let me send it. But what a waste of time. So it's all right then, and then they'll say on the news that they've got more appointments done, and that'll be classed as an appointment.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Because all the measurements that I give them was on that section a waste of time. Like the last time I went to the doctor's, saw the nurse, she says, can you take this blood pressure machine and wear it for so long? And I went, no. I said, why have I got to do that? And she said, because your readings are high. She said, I'm not surprised because you're a bit stressed, because I'd had a right go because I just weren't happy, because it's just no service, is it? And what I did was, I said to her, no. I said, I'll come here, you take my blood pressure. She said, well, you'll have to come back next week then. So I went back next week and was a lot calmer and didn't even speak to her. And reading was a little bit high, but I mean, for my age, my doctor would have just said, yeah, it's all right for your age. What's wrong with, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was like when they said my cholesterol was high. They were trying to put me on statins. And I went and saw my doctor about it, and he said there's nothing wrong with your cholesterol. You've got good and bad cholesterol. You're bad in that bad in limits, and you're good cholesterol, which was the high figure. So what do these people actually know? So,
and this is why I always try and get to see
your doctor,
the same person. I won't see other doctors.
Yeah, well, your doctor, because that was my doctor then. I haven't got him now. But they do know who you are and about you.
Yeah, I mean, the others haven't got a clue. They've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They've got enough time to read your notes.
Yeah.
You know.
And then they're writing, aren't they, and stuff, and you can't talk about nothing else. But it's the nurses. They've got far more power than they used to have. And I think they use it. Because you used to see the nurse used to queue up, didn't you, on the chair around the room. And when you moved along each time, you saw the nurse and the doctor just sent you down. But I remember when it started to change and the nurse said, what are you doing there? I said, well, the doctor sent me. Isn't he the boss? You're the nurse, ain't you? He's the doctor. He sent me to see you for a test. She didn't like that. She didn't like that. And that's probably bigoted of me, you know. Probably people will be watching this now and thinking, well, who's going to help him? But I went for my blood tests and everything because they stopped all my tablets, and that was quite worrying. And I was paying for them then as well. I'm still paying for them, but I pay that monthly.
Yeah.
I pay £11 or something, and I can get my prescriptions. So it now saves me money, because that was getting hard. That was eating into what money we had. But because I didn't go for my well-man check, because I didn't know nothing about it and I couldn't contact them. It was just an old total balls up. But then when I got to see the nurse, and I was furious because they'd stopped my tap. It's on my videos. at the time. I was furious because they'd stopped all my tablets and just give me just enough, and I was like worrying. So I went in there right pissed off, and then I said, "Are you doing a prostate test?" Because I'm on a prostate tablet. I said, am I getting the blood test? It's not down for it. And I said, well, yeah, but can't you give me one? They're free, aren't they? They keep saying on the telly they're free.
Yeah.
And she says, you're not down for it. And that was it. So I was then in, that's why my blood pressure was high. I was just pissed off with her. I mean, you get good nurses, good doctors, you also get bad, don't you? Yeah. Same as you got good fishermen and you got bad fishermen.
Yeah, us too.
But yeah, right, they're out. These ragworm I've not worked up to now. I've got squid, but I'm gonna just stick with these ragworm. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But there's no tide pull. It's moving about, but I don't know where. Can't even see the bloody. Oh, that's there. Right, let's bring this one in. I think it's this one, I'm not sure. Well, what do I think of fresh bait? I'm not a big fan of it, I can honestly say, because I ain't caught nothing ever. What's the point of getting fresh bait if it don't work? I don't know if you can see that, can you? No bloody fish about. Some of these worms are small. Perfect for match fishing. Can't get it in the hole. I started watching a couple of old sitcoms, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you remember, it was called Romany, oh, flipping it, I can't remember the last thing. It had Arthur Mullard in it,
Right.
and Queenie Watts, and you know him from, you know the, what's his name? You know the one that was a spiv in Dad's Army?
Yeah.
He's in it.
Right.
He's the main character. Romany something it's called. That's quite funny. I've been watching that and laughing. And then from that, Arthur Mullard and Queenie Watts did a sitcom called Yes My Dear. Yeah, so I've been watching that. Did you ever watch them back in the day?
No.
No. They had got that Yes My Dear's got Mike Reed in it. Quite funny at the time. Waste away half an hour. Let's get this out. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to plonk it in there. No, just plonk it down there. Right in the channel. You never know. Might catch a roach or something that's got through this.
A European eel.
Yeah. Is there such a thing? Yeah, I got Mike with me, look. This is Mike from Case to Tackle. So if you want any weights or line or anything really, mate, now, innit?
Yeah, full caboose.
Everything, innit? So yeah, if you want out from good postage rates as well, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, free delivery on most things.
Is it?
Yeah.
Free delivery. So there you go. You got no reason to go anywhere else. Just give Mike a ring, and I'm sure he'll talk to you. But if he don't talk to you, it's because he's busy. But yeah, you can get everything there, from weights to more weights to a fishing rod, reels, all sorts in it.
Yeah.
But no tips on how to catch fish. Isn't that right, mate? But yeah, go along, Case to Tackle.
I'm still reading the book then.
Yeah, I think we all are, mate. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? But this tide is going now.
Yeah, it's dropping quick, isn't it?
We've got a boot going out here, look.
Fair length is that?
So that's macro down there, isn't it? Literally.
No. Macros.
I thought there's a building there with a dome. Isn't that shopping centre place?
That could be, yeah.
And then there's a... I can't really see it now because the sun's shining on it. It's in that direction, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, what do I think of fresh bait? Well, I don't really think a lot of it at the minute, but then I could be on squid counter and I could have caught, or I might have blanked anyhow. But definitely do not use bluey here, because it's a bloody waste of time, because I used that last week or last video, and that was no good. So I've come here, fresh bait, to give it a good go, and it just ain't working. So I'll keep at it. We'll keep looking at that. I'll see you in a bit. With putting electronic ignition on it,
yeah,
and get rid of the points. But I tell you, when I did it up, as soon as you revved it, it would blow the exhaust. It would blow all the electrics, all the fuses. So I got the meter on it. It was pumping out something like 60-70 volts from the stator plate.
So the stator wasn't working, was it?
Something was wrong, but
yeah,
it's
I haven't voltage regulator on it.
Yeah, so what I've done is I went and got a voltage regulator, because they did them.
Yeah.
And I've mounted that on the back of the frame and wired it all in, because I did it all myself. Yeah. And then it stopped all the lights. Every time you started it up and put the lights on, they just went pop. So yeah, it's I'd just like to get an Ancelotti seat.
Are you referring to the slipperway one? The one that comes up like that and then goes
at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've got on now, but it's just a cheap one. It costs 70 quid, and it's just got Lambretta on the back.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be an Ancelotti, hasn't it?
It has really, yeah.
But you can get waffle seat, you can get no-ender seats, can't you? But I don't like the Snetterton seats, them little tiny pads.
No,
they're not comfy, are they? But the comfiest seat I got is because my Lambretta is an Indian one. So
right.
It ain't Italian, and there's a lot of snobs, you know. Well, it ain't the Lambretta. Well, all that machinery went from Italy straight to India, yeah, put in, and I think mine is 1976. So Lambretta shut down in 72. So it was all moved over, and then yeah, it is a Lambretta. And then, you know, everything that isn't standard is all stainless steel nowadays, because you buy it from all the shops, Lambretta shops and stuff. But you know, there's not a lot of Indian on that. I mean, that was called a push pack, an Alwyn push pack. I've got the badge at home that used to go on the leg shield.
Yeah.
But I've got a Lambretta badge, and I've got the GP. So it says Lambretta GP 150. And then I've got the flag on the other shield.
Right.
Because I thought if I put the ink dots, you know, it's just, that was an older Lambretta GP. And people just, you know, it's that snobbish. It's like camper vans. If you get a bay window camper van, well, first thing with camper vans is it's a split screen.
Yeah.
And if you got a bay, it ain't a split screen. And then when you go to the bays, you've got a high light or a low light. And if you've got one or the other, you're not in the gang. And then once you get out of the bays and you get to the T25, like what I got, you know, it's a whole nother level. You know, you ain't got a bay, or you ain't a split screen, you got a T25, so you ain't with us. And then in the T25s, you then got air cooled, which mine is, and then you had the diesel pumpers, which were a diesel engine, so they weren't air cooled anymore. And then there's snobbish values in that, so I don't know when it ends. So no. I never used to go to any rallies for scooters or camper vans, because I just can't be dealing with all that.
I must admit, I mean, my other bike was a TV 175.
Yeah.
And I skeletonized it.
Right.
And I could never have got rid of it.
TV?
Yeah.
Oh, they're worth a fortune now,
yeah.
Aren't they?
And it was a flyer van.
Really... Oh!
Get in there. Are you live baiting?
Look at that bugger! Well, it interfered blank on the trot. We've caught a... It's in its mouth as well. We've caught a fish. Let's get it in the bucket. It's just nice having a Lambretta, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted one, and my old man would never let me have one because he was a motorbike rider.
Right.
And the wheels and they were unstable and unsafe and all this shite. But in Yarmouth there was a scooter club called the Wasps. So all their Lambrettas were painted yellow, right. Like a sunflower yellow. And then they'd have this wasp on the back with its abdomen all right with its thing out and its wings, and oh, they look fantastic. When I was young, it'd be like you'd see them go past, lovely noise. And being from Yarmouth, all the scooter rallies, you could go down after a scooter weekend and find a Lambretta that's been dumped in the ditch and left. You could just, if you had a van, you'd pick it up. Or they were selling Lambrettas for 50 quid, 75 pounds and stuff. So they're gone, everything goes up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
From that scooter club that I used to see driving, riding round, I always wanted a Lambretta with the Wasp on it and that. But obviously I moved away and it never left me. I always wanted one. Yeah. And then when I Steve, who's going to come with me or get some stuff off you, he passed his motorbike test and started taking me out, and then I did a week's course, passed my test and got a ZX6R Kawasaki, and I rode that about, and I was getting a bit, I couldn't get my knee down, but I was getting a bit fast, to say the least. And I went and got a ZX7R, and just that extra 750, so that extra 150cc, it weren't that much quicker, probably 10-12 mile an hour top end, but the amount of grunt it had, it sort of like scared me, so it slowed me down.
Yeah.
And then I was riding around all the time, went to Nürburgring, and was not racing around there, because you've probably got to go around the Nürburgring 100 times before you start remembering where the corners are, because you'll be off. But I did all that, and I just started thinking, I want to just potter about. So started looking at all sorts of motorboats, and then thought, do you know what, I'm getting a Lambretta. So I couldn't afford an Italian one, so the only option I had was to get an Indian one. So I went all the way to, I think it was Cambridge Lambretta, and I ended up buying one from there for probably £670, something like that. But it looked like it ate a cow. The leg shields were bent, you know, it was...
Yeah.
But it was an Alwyn push pack, is what it was called. And I took it home, stripped it. I did everything to it apart from grip blast it and chrome it. So I painted it, everything. And I had some lead work done on the leg shields. So he sorted the leg shields all out and put some lead in it. And yeah, I painted it all in my garage. There's still the other paint in the top of the garage, because I painted it to cheese, turquoise, because I always wanted a turquoise one, but I always wanted you know, the yellow ochre. Yeah, those are my two favourite colours. And after I did the turquoise one, I nearly went and bought another one to do it in yellow ochre, so I had both. But I started looking at some Vespers and stuff, which are more reliable.
I can't handle them.
They were more reliable,
yeah.
But the problem is with it is well, everyone I looked at, you lift the seat up and you could see right through the bottom because it started to rot the frame. But I should have bought them because they were good Vespers, and now they'd be worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
But it's just nice having it. So the whole reason of it was just to get it so I could sit on it, potter around at 40, 30, 50, whatever, looking around at everything rather than on a motorbike not seeing anything. And yeah, but I've got to do the petrol tank. I've got to do the petrol tank because which I've got a petrol tank now. I'm pleased I caught, mate. So, where's that sun? Where's the level bit of ground? No, you're not going anywhere, mate. So, here we have it. One flounder. Not the best picture, but I don't want to drop it. It's got a bit of weight on it, but it's a nice little fish. And anyhow, that's enough for me. That's my specimen flounder for today. It's got a few orange spots on it, but all of them have, including dabs. But there you go. Well, some have. There you go, let's get that back. Let's just check that's filming. Don't want to miss me bloody fish, do I? Yeah. There you have it. Let's get that back. Didn't even see the bloody bite. So I take it all back now. Fresh bait is the way to go. If you can get it, you want to get it, because if you got fresh bait, you'll catch. Even when it's getting to the nitty gritty stuff and you're talking about, I don't think I'm going to catch. You might just catch. So definitely better to have fresh bait than not. But if you ain't got fresh bait, you might as well use the bait that's frozen so you can just get out and be in this environment, because it's not a bad day. I don't know what you can see. I can't see out. Right, I'm going to cast this straight down the channel. This is the last cast. Stick there. So the other one's out quite short, but this is going to go out further. Ain't going to go. Look at that. That would have been a crack off. That's pretty much down the middle. So I'm going to put that on that. Put that clicker on. That'll pull off. Yeah, so I shall tell you all about my DNA in the next video. That'll be another exciting instalment of Verns' life. Take the slag up. That'll do. Right, I shall see you on the last reel in, and that'll all be over. But it ain't been a blank. I caught a lovely little fish, and that's enough for me. See you in a bit. I can't see my rod. Right. Well.
What you filming me trying to get over this wall?
You what?
I said, don't you film me trying to get over this wall?
I won't. You take it steady. If you film, that might be 250 quid to Beadle. I'll just set all that up there. I had to get you, mate. I can't see the tripod. We'll get there. What a beautiful day it's been. And I caught a fish. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Hey, what do you reckon to that, Woody? Catching a fish, eh? You can't say no fish in this one. That sun has just got dropping down behind some clouds. So it's just start. Oh, I'm over here. Yeah, that sun is just dropping down behind some clouds, and obviously, because we haven't had, we've had warm days, but we haven't had hot days one after the other at good heat, which warms the planet up. The UK, you know, our green and pleasant land. So, what the problem is, am I in there? Can you see that? Can you see my tripods there? Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, so the land isn't warming up. So that's why it's still a bit chilly at night. But soon it'll warm up and the land will be warm. So when it's a little bit chilly, there'll still be heat coming out. And they're the good days. Right. That's it. There you have it, nothing on that. So we'll put this one away now. I've still got one out at distance, at least 40 yards. Yeah, at least 40 yards. That's a good distance, isn't it? So, let's put this here. Right, let's get this put away. Can you see my tripod? See my tripod? Can you see my beach shelter? Yeah, you can there. Right. Well, what a nice little session this has been. Mike's turned up from work. He said, I've had enough. Want to change the scenery. So he's come and met up with me and had a chat. It's been nice. So that was pleasant. He's still there. Mike's just gone to get a jumper, same as me. So he's gone to get a Gansey. And oh, what's this tangled up for? So yeah, so I've got one rod out and it's straight down the channel, so I'll be able to reel that in. I'm hoping really that there isn't a fish on it, but if there is, I can still return it through the channel. Do you know what I mean? Through the drain, sorry. Yeah, so we can put that probably there now. And I found a bit of glass here. Oh, that ain't roughed up. It's getting there. I'll send it out there so it gets hit by the wall. You alright? Yeah, not bad. How far do you walk down there?
We'll go to like probably the boat wreck.
Oh right.
Yeah, where
We usually go all the way down where the boat wreck is,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm still recovering from a foot injury, so
Oh
it's
right.
a good test on here because it's quite uneven.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Oh, I snapped the ligaments in my foot.
Right.
Been
That's a long old job repairing that, isn't it?
Oh, 6 months so far.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
I need new hip,
Oh god.
so it ain't good.
Oh, you've done it, have you?
What?
If you've done it before, yeah.
No, I need new hip.
Oh God, that's not good either.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
No.
I've been like this in that year and a half now, and I ain't even. I fell out with the doctor because you don't get the service like you used to with your doctors, do you?
Oh, not at all.
And it was just, I even got told you can't pick where you want to go, and I said yeah I can. So I got to the point of picking the hospital, which my mate has told me to go to St Hugh's in Grimsby
Yeah.
because they're really good.
Yeah, they are.
So
yeah.
I was going to go there, but I'm a bit anxious, and I just didn't. Oh, I just didn't get round to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It gets that. I've had a ride. I was in Hull Hospital originally.
Yeah.
Sent me home with nothing at all. I went to my doctor's 2 days later. They were like, "Go back to hospital." Like,
Yeah.
And it was, and then I ended up in a boot for 3 months. Was I? 3 months, and I snapped 80% of both ligaments either
Yeah.
side. But the hospital just sent me home with
Nothing.
with no support, nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't go back to Hull. I went to Scunthorpe because they're
Well,
slightly better.
I went through I had an operation in Scunny, and when I come out of the operation, I said to the nurse, "Well, am I going home soon?" She says, "Yeah, just go in that toilet and take off your bandages." I said, "Well, aren't you sort of like putting the curtains round and taking the
Yeah,
bandages
yeah.
off and sorting me out so that I'm clean to go home?" And she's like, "No, just go in them toilets." I was absolutely furious.
Yeah, I bet.
So
It's just
it's
that
pot
bad.
luck. It's
It
pot
is.
luck if you get in hospital, and it's pot luck how what service you get.
It is.
But
it is
You
now.
can't moan about it because everyone, you know, the truth and the reality is what should be spoken about.
It is.
Not criticising them, but that you do get bad apples in everything, don't you? So
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You do there.
I
yeah,
think
you
they've
do,
just
man. It's me.
Put these services back so much now that
Yeah.
they can't cope,
No.
and they just send you home when they shouldn't really.
It'll be a long road to recovery, but you'll get there, I reckon, won't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too. Yeah.
Oh,
Have
see
a
you,
good.
Joy.
Hope you have a good catch. I'll see you on the way back.
Yeah, see you later. Right, I'm hoping I didn't say anything wrong there, because I don't want to get another ban on you. Well, I haven't had a ban on YouTube, but I don't want to be chastised anymore. Right, that's in, and I've got one out there straight down the middle of that channel. Can you see that channel? It's not a channel like the BBC. Yeah, It's a channel made out from water that comes out through this drain. It just carries the mud away, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
And there we have this fine young man. He's on a hobby horse there. I can't do that, mate. I mean, you're quite athletic, because I can't even do that. I have to go over it on my knees. Right, so we're going to reel this in now because that water's going. I could keep fishing, but I ain't, because there's a wife at home. And she's dressed comfortably, so I've got to get home quick. So she's put 3 beers in the fridge to give me Dutch courage, and I'm off home. Caught my fish. I need to now spend some time with the wife and spoil her rotten. She'll be shaking her head watching this, thinking you're an absolute idiot. Can't say that word. It's probably late in the video now, so I'll probably get away with it. It's on the list. Right, let's get this in. Well, bait's gone. I thought I was in the middle of the channel there, Mike, but I weren't. I was on the mud.
Well, yeah.
So, can you see my line's all brown?
Not from here, mate.
Oh right, it's all brown like Oxo gravy. So pulled both things out. I got new bait on, so that got robbed. So there you go. That's it. Let's turn this light on. Show some. Get some light on these. Yeah. Pick out me dimples. So, that must be, am I in at that? Let's have a look. I can't see my bloody tripod. Oh yeah, okay, I'm in at that. So that's it. That's been fishing at the River Humber on the Thursday, the 24th of April. Time now is 20 past 7. It was a 6.3 metre tide today at 4 o'clock, and as you saw, I caught on the ebb, and all we caught was the one flounder, but it hasn't been a blank. My line is all chocolate brown colour because it came through the mud and it just stains your line, but I'll rinse that off. Anyhow, I'm rattling on. I don't want to be rattling on. So you're going to say see you later, Mike?
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, it's been great having you here, mate. It was a surprise. It's been a nice surprise. But yeah, so yeah, let me just show you my line. Tom will be playing the music in a minute. So yeah, can you see the line? That's why I don't want to fish over mud, because if you're a proper fisherman it wouldn't bother you. But with me being a tackle person, tackle jam tart, yeah, I don't want that. Anyhow, we've been fishing the Ziplets, TF 50/50s, standard reels, caught a flounder. It's been a great day, but it turned out really nice and sunny after the initial part of coming here in the wind and the clouds. And I'm now going because I'm rattling on, so I'll see you anon. wankers.